get in the mail MSX games from Japan. Collecting without fail those shoot 'em ups, that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with my channel update for December 2018. Another year has gone by. Very busy year for us as a family. I had one daughter have an 18th birthday, another daughter, my oldest, got married. I had my neck operation, which has improved things out of sight, getting better every day. Thank you for all the best wishes that everybody sent to me over the last couple of months. It really is appreciated. And of course it was Christmas. Christmas and New Year's. So we had a lovely Christmas and nice New Year's. We actually started out really strong. It's my father-in-law's birthday the day before Christmas, so we had a nice meal there. Had a crayfish sandwich. For those of you who don't know what a crayfish is, I'll put a picture up there. Christmas Day we actually didn't host anything at our place, which was different for a change, and went to a brother-in-law's for lunch, which was really nice, and my sister's for tea. It was really good. And then the next day we went to the Boxing Day sales. As I probably have explained last year, I have 4 girls. They're all, you know, at least teenage. I mean, the youngest is 12, but the other ones are older. They love shopping, so I go and sit and have a coffee, and they go and race around like mad people and buy all the clothing and stuff like that, bargains. Then eventually I'll go and have a look. There wasn't anything particularly that interested me this year, but I actually ended up with a bit of stuff because I got a bit of money for Christmas, so I used that in the Boxing Day sales to take advantage. As you'll see in a minute, I actually ended up with quite a bit of stuff, so not that that was originally my intention. Alright, so let's go over some of the things. So, for Christmas, sorry, it's actually quite heavy. My second eldest daughter and her partner picked me out this, and it was sealed as well. I've already opened it and I've started reading it. It's really good. It is Dungeons and Dragons, Art and Arcania. So I thought, oh cool, it's a really cool art book on Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not just that, it's actually a full history of the development of Dungeons and Dragons, and it goes through all of the editions and, you know, the full history. That's as far as I've actually read. There's a lot of text in there, also lots of pictures and maps, and that's a section, but you know, it goes starting all the way from the original edition through to, you know, the editions, and, you know, even some of the adventure modules and things like that were created later. It has the pictures of the evolution of particular creatures through all the different editions. I suppose I actually should do a video one day on my role-playing game collection, because I was a big role player back in the day, which I suppose is why I like getting role-playing games for the computers. Because when computers came along, that was a way for me to play role-playing games and not having to have, you know, wait until you could get a whole bunch of people together to actually play them. And my wife used to play Dungeons and Dragons as well, so we used to be part of a couple of groups. We even hosted one ourselves at one stage. And we've actually talked about starting it again. So this was really good. I'm enjoying that. Still reading it. Weighs an absolute ton. So thank you, my daughter. So from my eldest daughter, so this is in no particular order, I don't think, and now son-in-law. I'm a Lego fan, although I don't collect it anymore. I'm also a big Tron fan. So they got me the Tron light cycles. This is just the empty box. I've already built it. If we get a chance, I'll pop a picture up there of the assembled thing. It's really cool. It actually comes together very nice. This is one of the Lego Ideas sets. So it's one of the ones that an independent person has come up with the idea and submitted it, got 10,000 likes, and then they've made it through the final judging stage and got turned into a real model. So if you're a fan of Tron and Lego, that's really good. They also gave me Pac-Man socks, which I can't show you live. Once again, I'll do a picture because I've already worn them, so they're in the wash. They also gave me, I don't know why they gave me 3 things, but anyway, they got me a Lamborghini. So it's a little Lamborghini RC car. Sorry, I'm holding up the wrong way. And for a little RC vehicle, it actually operates quite well. So had a bit of fun with that on Christmas Day, up and down the corridor. Haven't had a chance to have another go at it, but that's because I've been away down at my holiday home since, enjoying lots of sun and sand. Right, Space Invaders. Oh, I've actually forgotten one, which I'll get in a minute. My number 3 daughter got me the next book in the Expanse series. It's not the very latest one, it's number 7. I believe the very latest one's out in probably hardback and maybe trade paper, number 8, but number 7 I've only recently finished number 6, so it's good to be able to go straight into the next book. I'm taking my time reading this because I'm really enjoying them. So looking forward to starting to read that next. Well, I probably will read more of that Dungeons and Dragons thing. Wish my note thing would stop going to sleep all the time. She also gave me some chocolates with that as well. And then my youngest, we gave her some money, and she actually had quite a lot of fun buying presents for everybody, and she got me a Death Star keyring. So very nice, Star Wars of course, and it's actually quite a nice pack. I don't think I possibly won't use it as an actual keyring, but we'll see. And the Space Invaders decals. So where in the world did I put those? Okay, so right, sorry, back. And good thing too, because I hadn't plugged the camera in and it was running out of batteries. Right, it's Space Invader decal set. I haven't actually opened it yet or anything like that, but it's got all sorts of decals and stickers that you can stick on something. My wife jokingly said that I can't get that little mini arcade cabinet I got just before Christmas, which is technically part of my Christmas present from her, that I could stick these stickers on the screen. Ha ha ha. Thanks, wifey. But anyway, they're really cool. I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to stick them on, but it'd be interesting. Maybe I could put them above. I've got a door over here that I need to put some. Yeah, I'm going to start remodelling the gaming room this year, so we'll see where we go. They could be very useful. Right, back to my list. So that was the only thing I missed. So all that was basically Christmas Day stuff. So the next day, obviously, I explained, I went to the Boxing Day sales. I didn't really see anything in the catalogues or the things that I wanted to buy. I was thinking about getting a Switch, but I didn't quite have the money, and I know I can use my youngest daughter's Switch because she's not playing it at the moment because she's finished playing all the current games, and she didn't buy herself any new ones, didn't ask any new ones for Christmas and didn't buy some new ones. She's into her computer at the moment. And a funny story, my 12-year-old daughter spent her own money to buy a gaming set for her PC. So the gaming set has a proper gaming keyboard, mouse mat, and a really good set of headphones. And she got that for, I think, for less than 50%, sorry, more than 50% off. And she was delighted, and that was her main thing that she bought, along with a couple of clothes. So definitely a gamer daughter, that one, and she's become a bit of a PC gamer. So I'll happily steal her Switch off her for a little while. Ooh, pardon me. And so what I got was, so I went in to JB Hi-Fi. It's a chain in Australia, I'm not sure whether they're anywhere else, and pretty much every Christmas they have 20% off Blu-rays, music CDs, Ultra HD, you know, all movies, TV shows and things like that. And I'm usually pretty clever and pick ones that, and even if they're already marked down, you get 20% off that. So, one of those, and I haven't watched any of this particular collection yet, so I haven't seen the latest movie The Predator in the Predator series, and I do have some of these others on a mixture of DVD and Blu-ray, but this whole set was already marked down I think I've removed all the stickers. It was either $75 or $80, and then I got another 20% off that. So that's pretty good for 4 Ultra HD movies. And as I said, we haven't watched that one yet. We're just waiting. I'm not sure whether I'll just dive straight in and watch the Predators, or whether I'll watch them all through again first. We shall see. I'm not particularly a fan of Predators. That was a bit of a misstep, but and I didn't see the Predator at the picture theatre, so I'm looking forward to see what it's like. But that's actually quite a nice set. I also got missed this as the pictures, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I've pretty much got I do have all of the Marvel movies so far. We've watched this, we really enjoyed it. It's just a good, enjoyable movie, and just like the other Ant-Man, it's different from the other Marvel movies, which is nice. So, but I really enjoyed that. It got its humour and balance right. Probably the first one has a little bit extra magic, but still, this was definitely, don't regret getting that one, and we all thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Another one, this is just a DVD, because it's animated. Love the first one of this, been waiting a long time for the second one. Didn't see it at the pictures, although my youngest had, which she didn't realise until about 20 minutes into the movie, because she kept on pre-laughing at things and stuff like that. But it's Incredibles 2. We now have all watched it, and I love this little short film Bayo on the end as well. So really thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It's different from the first one. It doesn't quite totally capture the magic, but I mean, it's been a long time, so it's just nice to have another one with those series of characters. And I think, you know, it was entertaining in its own right and pretty good. Last movie, and I haven't watched it. Didn't see it at the picture theatres, and everybody reckons it's the best one in the series yet. And I am definitely a Mission Impossible fan, and it's Mission Impossible Fallout. So very much looking forward to watching this. Have to wait to this little bit of a holiday period where we're down our holiday home before I watch it. I mean, I do have a Blu-ray set up down there, but you know, not a big screen. You want to watch a big blockbuster like this for the first time on your best equipment. So looking forward to watching that. A sign of madness, even though I have Apple Music and can listen to this album on Apple Music, I'm a Queen fan, and I still had to get a physical copy of Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack. Now it's still in its plastic because I haven't opened it and put it in a real CD player yet. I noticed this case has cracked for some reason, so maybe I dropped it or something, but anyway, I like having physical things. It wasn't very much money, wasn't very expensive to start with, can't remember, but 20% off. So all of those were 20% off, whatever price they had on them. And I think 2 of them were 2 for $30 as well anyway, so they were 2 for $30, and then you got 20% off that. So this whole lot only cost me just over $100, which was very impressive. And then from EB Games, so the prices of games at JB Hi-Fi I find are a little bit higher, especially for their second-hand games, and I don't buy many new ones. And they also don't necessarily have as good as specials on their new games either. So I believe it's JB Hi-Fi, when you if you buy games new when they come out, they're usually the cheapest. But later on I find AB Games the best. So I had my eyes on the next Wolfenstein game, so Wolfenstein 2. I'm struggling to remember how much this is. It's around $30. It had a sticker on it. It's brand new, so it's not a second-hand copy. So I'm happy to get the next installment. I really enjoyed Wolfenstein and The New Blood. So Wolfenstein I got for the PlayStation 3, New Blood I got for the PlayStation 4. So really enjoying it, looking forward to playing the next one in the series. And they actually had Spider-Man discounted. I was very surprised, and I actually made it all the way to the checkout with that. That was the only game again. Then I looked up and I went, oh, so you can get. I probably could have got a second-hand copy for $10 cheaper, but I decided to go with the new copy. So as you can see, they're both in the shrink wrap, mainly because I haven't been home since Christmas and haven't been near the PS4. So a couple more games for me to play there. Makes my backlog a little bit bigger, but and Spider-Man gives me a slightly different style of games to play. And I'm a Spider-Man fan, so I'm enjoying looking forward to giving that one a go. Okay, and the last of the boxing side of things is also from EB Games. This is a system, so this is the PlayStation Classic. When it first got announced, I was sort of, oh, that sounds interesting, and then the first thing I saw was the price, and I went, oh, that's a bit expensive. I can't really afford to pre-order that at the moment. And then they only announced those first 6 original games, and I went, well, there's nothing really there. Because I mean, like, I have the original gear, and I've got quite a few of the games I like. So getting a mini of this system, you know, was always to start with a bit of things. And then also, even though it's got 2 of them, it's a really big disappointment that it doesn't have an analog controller. Obviously, only those that remember when the PlayStation was very first released will remember the digital controller. And you know, what was one of the main games they put on there as a racing game is Ridge Racer R4, which is the best Ridge Racer, but it's totally designed for analog control. So that's one game. It's a good game, but it's totally unplayable. I mean, things like Rayman and what do we got? Final Fantasy wouldn't hurt, I suppose. The original Grand Theft Auto, it's okay. AIDS of World, probably okay. And Jumping Flash is a meh game, and that's the whole thing. So I wasn't prepared to pre-order it to start with because of expense. Controllers, wasn't that happy with it. And the games are a bit meh, and I went, well, why aren't they announcing all 20 games at launch? You know, when they want you to pre-order it. So I just didn't pre-order it. Then later on, when they did announce the full 20 games, I went, well, there's still nothing really there for me. I did get a bit jealous because in Japan they got 2 shooters. I think it's G Darius and I do know. Is it G Darius and Darius 2? Or is it a different, or is it a Darius game? I don't know. Anyway, look at Soft Otaku's channel for his look at the Japanese version. I think they got a better deal than us. And then I just left it because I basically, and I said this to some of my friends, I said it's going to sit on the shelves. It's not going to sell out. It's missed the price point and the idea of these systems. And so this is before any of the negative reviews, before anybody got hold of one and discovered that whilst the hardware, you know, the physical box and the styling and even the quality of the controllers, even if though they are digital, is all very well done, the attention and time spent on the software on the system is very, very poor. It is using quite a good open source emulator on it, but you know, the user interface is attractive, but it allows, there's no settings for adjusting anything. And they've basically put a minimum amount of effort in there. And then there's all the other controversy about the PAL games on a, you know, it's a system that runs at 60 Hz and it's got PAL games on it, so there's always going to be issues with there. But just not the ability to tweak any of the emulator settings and things like that. But its saviour is that it has now been completely hacked. I believe at the moment, not that I've tried it, once again, I actually took this down to my holiday home with the intention of plugging it into the TV and having a play, downloading some of the hacking tools on a USB and having a go, but it hasn't even gotten out of the box yet, because our weather has been too nice, and in my new adjusted lifestyle of making sure I don't sit on my backside all the time and looking after myself, I've gotten outside and gotten down to the beach. So I might give you a beach montage thing there so you can get jealous. So apparently you can put up to like 64 games, completely change the menu, so they can't, even the games come with the menu, and even the style of the menu as well now. I believe if you plug in a keyboard you can change the emulator settings. I don't know whether they have, because I haven't had a look at it yet. I also saw another video, it's in my playlist, I haven't had a chance to watch it, because once again being away, that you can run like SNES games and other games on it as well. So, you know, it's not a bad little platform. I've got one to be complete. I mean, I've got the NES one, I've got the 64, and I've got the SNES one. So this one's complete, but I wasn't going to pay full price. So there we go, we haven't even discussed that. So this was 50% off at EB Games, which made it $89 Australian. And if you go and do some conversions to the to US. I believe some people have showed it in the US being sold for $79. So for me to buy $79 US would cost me over $100. So ours is actually cheaper than that. Also saw somebody post a picture that it's going for around £43 in the UK. That's still more than that in Australia, so I think that's quite a good discount. On the same day, JB Hi-Fi had them for $149 they had them marked down to, and there was just a big pile there and nobody was paying them any attention. Also, even at $89, I just walked in eBay and there was no trouble with me getting one of these and buying them. They still had plenty of stock themselves, so they just have not sold. So they're really, and I think they've done themselves in, regardless of all the emulator problems, just as a product, because of that initial price point was wrong. They completely overpriced it compared to the other mini platforms, and it just made it that instead of the novelty item that you can buy for the kids for Christmas, it completely missed that mark. So this is interesting what this is going to do to the mini classic market from now on as well, which I do believe is getting quite saturated with all of the different machines that are out there. But as far as completion, I still don't have an Atari one, I don't have a Sega one. I know most of them buy AT games and the sound stuffed. So, I mean, I've got a couple now, but I'm really not sure whether I'm going to buy any more. Maybe if a Dreamcast one come out, I reckon that'd be alright. And I don't know, let's wait. Some of the more obscure ones, I still actually wouldn't mind one of the Coleco ones, because I'm a mad Coleco nut. So that's my opinion so far, not having actually plugged it in and used it. So yeah, so I suppose this is a very waffly video, but we've shown lots of pickups and things. I did get some Switch games, which is why I've mentioned the Switch. I got the was it the Powercom shooters, the two classic ones. I'll put a picture up there because I've left those inside. They're still in shrink wrap because I haven't actually stolen the Switch off my younger daughter yet. But I've asked her now, and she's actually said, "Yes, Dad, you can borrow my Switch and play your games." So I'll start with that, and then if I find a few other games, I wouldn't actually mind the SNK Classics collection, because there are a whole heap of really early SNK shooters on that, and they've been done really, really well, that I wouldn't mind trying. But I'll try and do a separate video on the on me having a go at the Switch later on. We'll see how things go. Now, as far as other content, feeling much better, starting to do some programming after work on homebrew stuff. I've gone through, I've completely rewritten the next episode of Let's Make a Retro Game, but it completely is, I just have to sit down and record it now, and I can get that one done. It's quite a complicated, episode. It's got a lot in it, so I've put a lot of detail into the notes, made sure all the samples are ready to go for the MSX and Coleco. So when I get a chance to properly sit down and record that, not this weekend, I'm going away, I'll put that together, and that'll be one of my videos. Of course, my Electric Adventures the Game series will be continuing, and I do have a couple of odds and ends pickups that I'll do videos on when I get the chance. So my channel is just, I mean, about the only regular true thing I do is this monthly video, where I waffle on a bit, but I do enjoy doing these, and the rest of the content is just how it comes. But I will continue doing my series as I get the time and appropriateness. But yeah, hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's, and continues to enjoy their retro games and their gaming and their collections, and I'll catch you all later.